Alright kids, what's the word of the day?
Who is this?
Stolen Valor! That's right! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Why Are They Famous? Should I be using the word stolen valor? Probably not, but I think it's a word that aptly describes what we're going to be talking about today. So when I say YouTube stolen valor, what does that mean? Well, the definition of stolen valor is a term directly applied to people who falsely claim awards or badges they did not earn, service they've never experienced, etc. It's a term for military, pretty much, but when we apply it to YouTube, it has a little bit different of a standard. Also, I wanted to point out one thing before I start tweaking and vomiting my points up. There's a difference between homage and plagiarism, and that's going to be a little bit evident with what I'm going to be talking about. Homage in itself is a work of art that's inspired by other art. Plagiarism is where someone rips something off and calls it their own. In other words, it means you're a piece of shit. Remember that. Remember that. Today, I'm going to talk about two channels in particular, TVFilthyFrank2 and LeafyIsHere2. If you've been on the platform for a while, you know who Filthy Frank is. He's an edgy content creator who now is a musician under the name Joji. I'll play some of his best of clips, just in case.
Dr. Filthy finds all his primary research from websites like DatPiff and WorldStar Hip Hop, hoping to find an antivenom for the first worldwide pandemic. With his research, Dr. Filthy plans on continuing inhumane tests on 15-year-old internet rappers who were unwillingly taken from their homes, which can also be classified as pedophilia, but I swear it's for research, so we'll talk about that later.
I live in a constant state of fear and misery. Do you miss me anymore? Is it here? My cake. Yeah.
Alright, if you don't know who LeafyIsHere, he was a commentary YouTube channel, and he hasn't been uploading in a while, so now I'll play the best of LeafyIsHere content. Yeah, I couldn't find any. So why are these channels important? Well, because they have spawned channels such as previously mentioned TVFilthyFrank2 and LeafyIsHere2. And when I mention these channels, they are both channels that actively try to replicate what their predecessors have done in the past. One of them speaks more of an homage, although he considers it to be a reboot, while the other rips off the creator completely. There's a chance this could be all a joke since it says parody in the description, but I've talked about what makes a parody before when I talked about Lele Pons versus Max Mofo. Alright, so let's talk about TVFilthyFrank2. For ease, we'll just refer to him as Frank2. Frank2 uploaded his first video debuting as the new Frank back in March of 2019, titled Filthy Frank Reborn. In this video, it continues right where the original Frank left off, and gives us an explanation on why he looks completely different. Within the video, it carries a lot of similarities to the old Frank videos. There's the same characters, the same bad effects, the same end screen, and while that could be seen as straight ripping off, this video feels a lot like a continuation. We're also an homage to the character and channel. It works for the most part, and I'll explain why. And while I'll admit I'm not really sold on TVFilthyFrank2, there's something about it that works. The reason why I don't see this channel as a direct ripoff and why I want to give credit to the guy behind the channel as well is because he actually nails the persona pretty well. Also, it makes it feel sort of fresh. The voice sounds almost the same, the mannerisms are identical, the video topics imitate old Frank videos, and the jokes, while feeling the same kind of edgy, are new. It really feels like he put a lot of work into making these videos. My one gripe with Frank2 is that the guy actually writes some funny jokes and has pretty solid camera presence to the point that I wish he would just make an original character to break away from the Frank name. His video quality is pretty good in some of his uploads, and I think he can make something really cool and original, but as the channel is named TVFilthyFrank2, I think his goal is just to continue doing this. So with that, there's a lot of other clone channels of TVFilthyFrank, but I think the most receptive one has been FilthyFrank2. It's not a bad channel. Again, I don't really have any issues with it. The guy makes really quality stuff for what it is. Again, I just wish he would do something original because clearly he has the capability to do so. Alright, LeafyIsHere2. I'll just, for now, refer to him as Leafy2. Alright, so like I said earlier, this channel does not read as parody. It feels more just like this dude is trying to use Leafy's name and character to make whatever video he feels like, none of which feels like a parody. And although I've explained what a parody is, I'll do another quick definition just so you know. Parody is an imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comic effect. Often it's used to mock the topic at hand, sometimes it's lighthearted, sometimes it's really fucking mean, but the point is, it's still used to exaggerate. Alright, so watching through Leafy2's videos, it never reads as exaggerated, and every self-deprecating joke is what Leafy already did. I'm not saying it was the exact same joke, but Leafy already had made self-deprecating jokes, so you can't really say that you're making light of the dude when he already did that to himself in the same exact way. Every video comes off as the exact same style, from voice down to the same bad jokes that Leafy was known for. But once again, I gotta give credit where credit is due. The guy behind the channel nails the voice and the way Leafy would speak. The only video that you could argue is parody is maybe the first video that was uploaded to the channel. At one point, Leafy2's first upload titled, "I'm Back," there was a joke and it felt pretty on point parody where he refers to himself losing a lot of money in the stock market, which is why he started uploading again. And that's a joke I can get behind. It pokes fun at like, oh, this guy left the platform, but then he came back because he lost everything. That tracks. That tracks as parody. Another way that you could argue the first video's parody is the fact that the game footage that in which Leafy 1 would use, Leafy 2 is garbage at the game. But other than that, I feel like it's still pretty much just ripping off the character, ripping off. It's almost, it is plagiarizing. You know what? Plagiarizing. Down from the way the title cards work, the style of music, the avatar used in the videos, and the way the jokes land, it feels as that at the end of the day, this channel is just using Leafy's name to gather a following and masquerade with the same shitty skin under the guise of parody. It isn't parody. Homage? Maybe, but that's a stretch. Alright, so the ending point to this video is that both channels use names of their predecessors to garner a following, which I'm calling YouTube Stolen Valor. Now, I believe that although both channels owe a heavy amount of success to the names which they've taken over, Frank2 does it pretty well and has created a sort of homage to the characters, while Leafy2 has just ripped off the entire channel. I'm hoping that these guys eventually fall into making their own creative stuff, because they're not bad, and it would be really cool to see some new guys rather than this regurgitation of stuff we've already had. Like, you know, bury the past. There needs to be some new stuff. I get that we miss this nostalgic video of these yesteryears, but come on, guys. If you guys have some solid counterpoints to my points, feel free to let me know. I don't think I'm wrong on this one, but, you know, whatever. But, anyways, thank you for watching, you little gremlins.
So here we are again, you cut the corners, you're at a dead end.